Hey, kids.
Hello there.
How you doing? Hey, Hans, how you doing? Oh, that's so sweet. The villagers can be so wholesome sometimes, and then other times they're just like super weird. Hey, Longfang, how you doing?
Hello there.
Hey, Kaiju. Happy Gamera's birthday. Perfect day for a game about giant monsters, indeed. Hey, Rocket, how you doing? Fashion gardening. Awesome, Tids. Fashion is the most important part of any video game, in my opinion. It's the bit I spend the most time on anyway. But maybe that's just me. Fair play, Longfang. Right, fingers crossed everything works. Some Callus's kitting right. Awesome. Hey, Keaton, how you doing? Paws crossed. Hey, Fart Bubbler, how you doing? So, as long as everything goes okay, because I've been having some weird net issues the last few days. There's been an outage in the area, and we've got fucking Storm Arwen causing trouble outside, so who fucking knows what's going to happen tonight. But we are going to start, at the very least, on Kaiju Noir, which was created by the wonderful MB Kaiju in chat. Hey Megs, how you doing? Yeah, so
Hello there.
we'll see how it goes. Hey Martel, how you doing? Now, I have played a little bit of the demo version of this a little while back, and I was planning on streaming this when it actually came out, but continue to work on Blade Guard Veterans. Awesome, I hope they're going well. But I wanted to finish the stuff that... Definitely Longfang. Hey, Primey, how you doing? Yeah, I wanted to finish the games that I'd already started before I started another one, because, like with my miniature streams, I've gotten to the point where I'm starting games and not finishing them, and I don't want to be doing that. Too many unfinished things. I need to finish things. Yes, the reason I found out about this game is because MB Kaiju is someone I follow on Twitter, and they have been fairly regular in my streams as well. Absolutely wonderful member of chat. And I'm not just saying that because you're there, Kaiju. But yes, been looking forward to showing you all this. Hope you're all ready for a totally non-political game. There are some content warnings with this game. Actually, I think we can see them in the settings, so I'll just go through those with everybody. So, Kaiju Noir contains violence, blood, discussions of trauma, descriptions of death, and a non-violent drugging scene. This is your warning for that. Now, I haven't played a lot of it, so Kaiju, if anything in particular is coming up that you think chat need to know about, do let us know, please. Thank you very much. I'm sure they will, Longfang. You're really good at Dark Souls. I'm finally starting to get the hang of it, thanks to all of the help you've been giving me. Kaiju, noun, from Japanese. Strange creature, giant monster, or dinosaur. The unknowable creatures that dwell beneath the surface of the world, feared, hated, misunderstood. Hey, no wrong with that, Longfang. Cool. Thank you for confirming that, Kaiju. It's appreciated. New Monstropolis. A city of monsters, figuratively and literally. We giant beasts with dark hearts and darker souls trudge the streets of this stone world. A decade since the war ended, and we Kaiju choose to isolate ourselves in this place below the surface, instead of coexisting with humans. Their human culture pervades, however, seeping through the cracks and into every element of this underground existence. A life of tainted isolation, or oblivion. Sometimes, you have to make the difficult choices. Every night of your life. Carrie? Every night another case. Every night another horror story from the city of monsters. Carrie, are you awake? That's what you're here for. Making a living on the fringe of society. Closing the book on the stories that always end badly. Detective Karibara, you have a client. You startle from your nightly indulgence of self-loathing. The office around you, the same as it was 20 minutes ago.
Hello, nurse.
Ah, yes, of course. A certain portion of the viewer base for this stream is going to be exceptionally thirsty. Drinks at the ready, folks. I'm so excited to see you play this now it's all done. You're one of the folks that I know will appreciate what I've made. Aw, Kaiju. I am very, very excited. The little bit of that I played when I did played the demo was just so cool. I love the art. I love everything about the story that I'd seen. So, monster lovers, start your engines. Watch VOD tomorrow morning. Not feeling great, so heading off to bed. Okie dokie, Torpor. You take care, friend. Get some rest. And yeah, the VOD's always there for folks that want to catch up. But yeah, I hope you feel better soon, Torpor. Hey RNG, how you doing? You imply it ever stops. Don't know what you mean, I say, looking at my Mothra. She's hanging from the ceiling. Was this the life you expected when you began your career as a private investigator? Does this office make you feel like one of the charismatic PIs from the movies you watch every week? The walls, crumbling stonework, adorned with badly painted posters of those same films. Not squalor, but close. Hey Ivan, how you doing, buddy? Bring on the kaiju. Like, this character as well. I love this design. Like, if I had the skills, there would be a cosplay in this for me. Oh yeah, I hope you'll like meta humor too. Gee, do I! Your assistant, Alexorus, is looking at you in the bemused way he does every time he breaks you out of your daydreaming. What does he see when he looks at you? Are we the cynic? Are we the anti-hero? Or are we a hopeful? I'm really glad to hear that, Ivan. Okay. Hopeful it seems to be. I'm okay with that. I do like to try and make the world a better place. Does it really matter? Perhaps. He always says that the way you see yourself changes your narrative. Whatever that means. Practically part of the same brood. Cracked your eggs together, figuratively at least. You both went your own ways on that journey, but were there through all the weirdness that followed. He always had that grin on his face when he rouses you. Putting up with your nonsense after all this time. Never give up, never surrender to the sads. We try not to. Both is good, Tids. Being the sole private eye in a city of monsters isn't exactly the glamorous life. Couple of cramped rooms for an office with the cheapest furniture that could be carved from a block of granite. Alex never complains, though. Oh, that's great, Ivan! I'm really glad that you're getting on with the housemate as well, because I was really worried about that. Ivan has recently come into a housemate. And as I'm sure folks that have lived with other folks before that they don't necessarily know, that can be hit and miss. Oh, he's one of us, is he? That's alright then. What is it? Alex has worked with you since you started the agency, a few years after the gates closed between the worlds, lured by the prospect of reliable pay and lurid intrigue. Wicked, Ivan. In the years that followed, you'd failed to provide either on a regular basis. Yeah, they really are, aren't they, Prime B? Tids may well die of dehydration during this stream. Part assistant, part taskmaster. He keeps the lights on, the tea strong, and your ego in check. Real danger, baby. Well done, Prime B. And Rocket is ready with the horny bat. This did amazing work. I still can't believe how much energy and life he gave to the characters. They're absolutely wonderful, Kaiju. They really are. Most of the time. You wish you could pay him more. Or on time. But the City of Monsters rarely calls for the services of a private investigator. And there aren't a lot of folks beating down his door to hire a disabled veteran with more brains than a Professor Sandwich. Professor Sandwich. Are we open for new cases, or are you going to spend all night napping? What does the sign on the door say? Right now it says, keep your snout out of my business, fucker. But I'm pretty sure I can have that cleaned off by closing. That last case may not have ended happily for everyone, but it was an entertaining one. Maybe you should be the one scrubbing the door then. Sounds like we're open then. Can I get a tea? We're out of tea, and the petty cash box is empty. We do have a client though. Fuck. You dig around in your pockets until you find some coins and hand them across the scarred desk. That's everything I've got. Send in the client and fetch something to wake me up, please. Alex snatches the cash and walks back into the front room of the office. He comes back a moment later with a nervous individual in tow. Okay, so when this character came on the scene when I was playing the demo, I was just like, hello! Love this design so much. So pretty. You wish you could say the kaiju Alex gently ushers into the cramped office fills you with confidence of a lucrative job offer, but they don't. A cutie. Yes, definitely a cutie, Hans. They shuffle into the room, wings held tight against their body, a dozen tons of fur and muscle and strained nerves. They were scared. Couldn't blame them though. Folks usually arrive at your door either terrified or furious, depending on what they need investigated. They glance around the room, possibly looking to escape, or for some telltale indication that they are in the right place. I bring Pinto update. He slept. Oh, sleepy baby, yes. I have no Porthos in here tonight because he is downstairs in the front room with Slow. Slow's got the fire on and he's watching TV, and Porthos is sleeping on the couch next to him. Yes, I made a telltale pun. Deal with it, nerds. I will lovingly accept the telltale pun, Kaiju. You don't know what a private investigator's office is supposed to look like, but this probably isn't it. Please, take a seat. They look nervously at the stool, as if only just noticing it, and sit down. Wings held tight against their body. Oh, that's adorable, Prime Bee. You and me both, Hans. And they are the exact things I would use wings for. Visiting other people and harassing my neighbours so they turn their music down. Oh, I can imagine, Prime Bee. I can imagine. Yeah, big hugs. Also, and I know this is probably evident to a lot of folks in chat, but one of the things that I love most about the way that Kaiju has written this is that you have neutral pronouns for everybody until you know better, which is the right way to do it. And I wouldn't expect anything less from Kaiju, obviously, but yeah, it's nice to see it in a video game. Thank you. There's a long pause, in which you hear Alex quietly slip out the front door. You know, it often helps to start conversation if we learn each other's names. I'll start. It's not hard to do pronouns right if you give a damn. Exactly, Kaiju. And yet. But yeah, it's a wonderful little thing that most people won't notice. But I think it's important to call attention to it because we need more of that kind of stuff in the video games industry in general. Oh, he got too hot, the poor baby. I'm Karabara. They or them, if you don't mind. This is my office. It says so on the door. Or it usually does. You can call me Detective. I'm Maxora, Detective. Miss. She's well-spoken for a kaiju, and wears enough gold to indicate a magpie-like tendency for the nicer things. That's a good start, Miss Maxora. Now, how can I be of assistance? Another long pause as she fidgets with her rings. No doubt you'd like to discuss a matter of some delicacy. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in my office. She looks up at you, and you see the fractured ice of her eyes. Cold, beautiful, and afraid. I need your help, Detective. The words every private investigator loves to hear. The phrase somehow never growing old. Yeah, Tids. I get that. It's such a wonderful design. And it does evoke sort of... It does evoke sort of almost Garrus-y sort of sensation, but at the same time so unique. Very much their own character, and I love that. Rings are easy to fidget with. I wore mine when going out today, and it's been ages since I wore them. It felt nice. Yeah, before I stopped wearing my engagement ring, I used to fiddle with it all the time. It's part of the reason I had to take it off, because I was going to knacker it if I kept doing that. But also I gained a load of weight during the pandemic, so it doesn't fit anymore. But bracelets, also really fun to fiddle with, which is why I've got 2 big rattly bracelets. Then you've come to the right place. I'm here to help, Miss Maxora, if I can. Yeah, and that is... It's been perfectly done, Kaiju. It really has, because, yeah. I felt like I slipped straight into the character when I was playing the game by myself. So it's worked really well. And, yeah, it seems chat agrees. So, yeah, definitely done it. How can I be of assistance? I'm not the usual first point of call for Kaiju in trouble. There's a police station just down the road. She looks down again, her claws clicking against each other as she rolls her rings nervously. Someone has some information about me that they shouldn't. Things I can't have get out to my family. That's why I can't go to the police. Blackmail? She nods. Kaiju, you've done a fantastic job, and it is so great to have that little bit of representation out there. And it be a Kaiju game as well, you know? Just, fuck yes. Ticking all my boxes. Oh, that's brilliant, Prime B. And you can't just pay them off? Not without asking my family for a lot of money, Detective. And they would want to know what it was for. You nod back. Common enough story. One you've heard a dozen times before. No doubt an encounter with the wrong monster that she doesn't want getting out. And can you tell me what they have on you? Oh, no, wrong one. And can you tell me what they have on you? Something bad enough to get you in trouble with the family? With the police? She shakes her head vigorously, tears welling up in her eyes. I can't tell you that, Detective. I've done the things that I'm ashamed of. And the less you know, the less danger you're in. You raise an eyebrow. An unusual addendum. The less I know, the harder it is for me to do my job, Miss Maxora. But I will respect your privacy. No extra charge. You scribble on your second last business card and slide it across the table. He's had a big drink, cooled down now. Aww, back to snuggles. That's so cute. How old is Pinto? Prime B? It is Pinto, isn't it? Terrible memory. I remembered, yes. Quite old. Aww. I think around 15. Oh, heck. It's quite old then, yeah. Older than Porthos, bloody hell. Sweet little old boy then, yeah? This is my retainer. I charge by the day, not the case. First day in advance. There may be expenses, especially since I'm going in without a lot of information. Aw, yeah. P's the same in that regard. I think he thinks he's still a puppy. Oh, yeah, you folks will appreciate this before I carry on. Because I know you love the pup updates. So some of you will already know I've been sleeping on the couch for the last 6 months. Pup dates, please. Okie dokie, Hans, you take care. And I hope the coming week is a better one. Big hugs, friend. And thank you for popping in tonight. Yeah, so I've been sleeping on the couch for the last 6 months. And last night, I slept in my own bed for the first time in 6 months. But Porthos wasn't in the bedroom all night. And what he's been doing while I've been sleeping on the couch is it's roughly 6 a.m. every day. He gets up on the couch, and I'll be lying on my side, and he'll just get up on the couch where my stomach is and lay in the sort of crook that's formed by the way I sleep, because I sort of curve in on myself, for want of a better description. And he couldn't do that because I was in the bed, and he was downstairs. And I woke up and had to get a drink in the early hours, and I came downstairs to find him in a little pillow fort that he'd made on the couch in the spot where I normally sleep. And he's been really grumpy with me all day because he didn't get his 6 a.m. cuddle. Like, I think that's why he's down. Yeah, that's fair, Hans. Big hugs. Yeah, I think that's why he's downstairs with Slow at the minute, because he's just like, no, I don't like you right now, because you weren't there when I wanted my cuddle. Anyway, pup date over. I shall carry on. She picks up the card, glances at it, and nods without hesitation. I can tell you where the message said to go, and who to talk to. Is that enough to start you off? From the front room, you hear Alex return, his cane clicking against the stonework. Carry on, as it were. Hey, I see what you did there. Oh! Oh, that's why.
Hello there.
I liked that joke. Hey, Sol, how you doing? You totally could, and that would be really cool. Can you imagine having, like... Oh, if I had wings, if I had, like, bat wings, I would have star charts, like, accurate star charts tattooed onto them. Because then I'd be like, hey, look, it's Polaris. See? Because that's the kind of dweeb I am. But that would be really cool. Thank you for making me think about that, Soul. And indeed, mod hell. Space! That's a good start. Can you show me the message? It might give me something more to go on. Got a paint pot vibrator, so now I don't have to shake my arms off when painting. Is it a paint agitator, or is it a nail polish shaker? Because I've got a little nail polish shaker that was like super cheap and cheerful and makes the angriest noises ever, but shakes your paint really well. Get a smaller image of my wings tattooed onto my wings, and then a smaller image of... Oh, for fuck's sake, tits. Recursive wings. No! I mean, no. Sorry. I don't have it with me. Fine. You can leave the details with my assistant out front, as well as the retainer. Anything you can tell me about them? About what they want? She stands shaking her head and reaching for her bag. The blackmail demand only included a name and a place, so that I could find them when I was ready to pay. She leans across the desk, the light glinting on her jewellery and the cold blue of her eyes. I would like this to be handled quietly, Detective. It would mean a lot to me, personally, if you could just make this all go away. There's obviously more she isn't telling you, but you aren't being paid to pry into her reasons.
What's this?
I'll do my best, Miss Maxora. But I'm not a bodyguard, or a hired thug. If you want someone disappeared, I'd recommend the police station down the road. Their rates are more than reasonable. I'm sure you'll do just fine, Detective. And please, call me Max. You were doomed from the start. Dame walks into my office, wings up to here. Alex walks back into the room a few minutes later, mug in one hand and a slip of paper tucked behind an ear frill. Wings from the ground to the sky. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I tried really hard to get a kaiju joke and a film noir reference into the title for this stream, and I finally managed it at about 2 o'clock today. Finally figured out a name, and I don't know if anybody actually got it. These are the things that keep me up at night. Figuring out witty puns for my stream titles. Wait until you see the one for Full Throttle tomorrow. Well, she was quite the character. Did she pay? That's fair, Prime B. He puts the cup neatly on the desk. The liquid inside is black as a lagoon at midnight and smells like molasses. Oof. It is a really nice typeface, isn't it? It's very nice and readable as well, which is great. You've only got some very minor serifs, which is really... Excuse me. It's wonderful if... for certain varieties of dyslexia as well, from what I've been told. Quite a few of my dyslexic friends absolutely hate serif fonts, so this is nice. It's a very nice and clear font. Ah, there we go. You've... honestly, Kaiju, I feel like you've thought of everything, and that's absolutely wonderful. Like, it was one of the first things I noticed when I started playing the demo as well, is that the text is so nice and clear and readable. Yeah, gold stars for that one. I mean, gold stars for all of it, but you know what I mean. In cash. Nice, crisp new bills, all tucked up neatly in the cash box. By the bulge in her purse, there's plenty more in there. Don't think I could use it as a system-wide font, but it's a good one. Yeah, agreed. Oh yeah, definitely, Kaiju. Like, I've played a lot of visual novels, and sometimes the fonts that they use for the text, it's just like... Did anybody stress test this? I also really appreciate the fact that I control how quickly things, how quickly the text progresses all the time. Because one of the things that you do tend to find with a lot of, particularly visual novels made by larger companies, is that they'll have certain things that scroll through in their own time. Hey Ash, how you doing? And you can't always keep up with them. Like when I was playing Backbone, there were bits that just went through at their own pace, and I couldn't keep up reading them whilst I was streaming it. I can read them quickly enough in my head, but I can't read them out loud quickly enough. Yeah, and the fact that you've given that option is absolutely great. It's a wonderful little additional feature, which more visual novels need to actually include, in my opinion. Personal bane of existence, black text on a pure white background. Oof, yes, that is painful. Bad still. I have tonsillitis. Oh no, Ash, big hugs. Hope you feel better soon. White on black is fun. I say yes, agreed. I get it enough to know it'll pass in 10 days or so. Oof, that's rough though, that you get it on the regular. I'm sorry to hear that. But yes, loving how well put together and how well thought out this is. It's really, really nicely done. Can I get a new chair and claim it as a business expense? Mine is falling apart. Tempting. I wouldn't mind a new hat. Someone keeps shredding them. Somehow keep shredding them. Yes, I wonder how. Carrie, I wonder how. I was gonna wear my red PI hat to start the stream off with, but it doesn't fit over my headphones. Oh yes, I've seen that, Prime B. It's got a few different features, a few different settings now, depending on how you want it, and it can be really, really good. I've got mine in the grey setting. I know why it's a red hat, you nerd. Yes, I got it at a cybersecurity convention. No need to call me out like that, damn. Is there a Mothra in this? She is my wife. No, Ash. Mothra is my wife. It is because Ash said the magic word. There are certain sound commands that can be triggered without the exclamation marks. Now, Tids. No Mothra, but there are a couple of big, beautiful winged monster ladies. And Tex was just like, no, stop saying Mothra. Stop saying it. She can be both our wife. Okay, Ash, I will share Mothra with you. Mothra timeshare. Mothra is everyone's wife. Yes. You have horns, Carrie. You aren't supposed to be wearing hats. I know, but when was the last time you saw a detective movie without the PI wearing a hat? Fair point, well made. Mothra is Polly. Tex was just like, I was so unprepared for people to be talking about Mothra today. Good point. But I get my chair first. So they do just shove their horns through the hat. I was wondering. They have horn holes. Yes. Deal. If we can get a few days out of this case, I'll not only get you a new chair, but pay for the last 2 weeks. Pay you for the last 2 weeks. Alex shrugs and pulls the paper from his fin, placing it on the desktop. Yeah, horn holes, but these are 10+ meter tall monsters. No tailoring can hold up to that for long. What if Kevlar hat? Oh my god. I mean, I suppose a Kevlar hat wouldn't be an issue for a kaiju. Because, you know, strong. Do what you can, Carrie. We're in this together. You deserve to get paid. I get my pension. Not entirely helpless without you. Carrie's clothes are a mix of Kevlar and asbestos. Wicked. Love it. I've seen how much they care about vets. Wouldn't trust a hatchling to survive on that pension. And yet I scrape by just fine. Anyway, here's the details on the messenger and hangout. Carrie, please do not breathe your clothes. I imagine they've all got like a do not dry clean, do not clean at all, just if they get dirty, dispose label or something like that. Former is unknown to me, though the police might have something. Latter is a dive off the main strip, been there a few times. How are the drinks? Cheap and not entirely lethal. You pick up the slip of paper and scan Alex's meticulous lettering. Lorathrak, the last gulp. Crag Lane. Do not attempt to burn for disposal, it will not work. Thank you, Kaiju. I try. Mostly people's patience, but I do try. Ain't that a mood? Yup. Oh yeah, I am going to be drinking a lot because doing all this reading is hard. Oh my soul. She really is playing this one close to the scales. I couldn't get anything out of her. Not even a description. What the hell have you gotten us into? That's a big load of dicks. Well put, Tids. A case, which is more than we had this morning, or yesterday, or last week. Alex leans against the doorway and taps his cane uncertainly. Just don't go wasting all the money on movies and hats. Oh, I bet Mara, the Shinto penis god, would go down particularly well in this this universe. With that in mind, Kaiju. And yes, there was an unintentional pun there, but you know what? Fuck it, I'll intend it. But is there a pussy god? That's a very good question, Ash. I mean, Mara is a fertility god, if I'm not mistaken. You try not to laugh as you drink your tea. So, what's the plan? Go scope out the place? Check with the cops? I know Colorado's down at the station owes us a favour, after last time. Okay. Ah, it's colour Zora. Got my letters mixed up then. What should we do, folks? Go towards colour Zora? Or head down to the last gulp? What do you fancy? You just really wanted to say my vote's for the gulp, didn't you, Tids? To the bar! Terrorise Japan is not an option, is it? Not at the moment. Okay, it looks like... Oh, we've got one for the station. Does anybody else want to throw their hat into the ring on this one? Place is getting wrecked is the reason why all the monsters are underground now. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take that as more votes for the bar. So off we go to the last gulp. I'd rather not deal with cops any more than I have to. They gave me a license to do this. Doesn't mean they like me doing it. Corrupt assholes. Can't believe they make you pay to do their job for them. Someone has to pay for all those donuts. You mean the bribes, protection money, and selling stolen evidence aren't enough? How many donuts does one kaiju need? All the donuts. All of them. I like donuts. I'm here. I'm not thinking about donuts. Honest. Don't ask me. I'm still on the fence about Carla Zara. Sometimes. But she chose her job. She has to live with it. Cops are shit even in Monsterland. It's a universal truth at this point, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna head to the gulp and poke around till either Laura Thrak shows up or I get bored enough to call it a night. Yes, I'm here for the donuts. Wrote the bulk of it during the BLM protests and kind of influenced my writing. That's no big surprise that it influenced your writing, and I can and will go skaven for donuts. Yes. Donuts, yes. For fuck's sake. We've got Kaiju giving us really interesting like production notes about the game, and everyone's just like, I like donuts. You lot of fab. Oh dear. Now I want a donut. Oh no, it's spreading. Either way, you get to drink bad drinks and send the bill to Miss Maxora. The forbidden nut. Hey Cypher, how are you doing? Chat is hungry and thirsty tonight, is what you've walked into. Win-win, right? Donut appreciation hour. Like, you folks have made me laugh about donuts so much that I have shed a single tear. Well done. Alex chuckles and walks back into the front room. I am blasted out of my mind on 3 different kinds of painkillers. What's the rest of chat's excuse? Bravo, Ash. You might think differently after you try their drinks. Yes, Ash. This game was written by MB Kaiju. Just gonna draw everyone's attention to the poster on the wall here. Because that is a fucking awesome poster. And I want one. I want one for my door. Because I've got like a load of Chirashi posters. Stomp the Fash, yes! On my office door. And yeah, I would love a little Stomp the Fash one to go on there. Or a Stomp the Fash sticker. Oh my god, Kaiju, get stickers. Get stickers. I will buy your stickers. Awesome, Prime B! Crag Lane feels old, even in the City of Monsters. A near-forgotten side street worn low from thousands of years of heavy footsteps. The Last Gulp is about what you'd expect for an ancient dive bar in this part of town. I have been to bars like this. Awesome, thank you very much for letting me know, Kaiju. I will, Where is my notepad? I have moved my notepad. Ah, there it is. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Because, like, yeah, I want that. Make a note to remind me, please, because I will forget. Fair enough, Tids. Oh, that's so great, Kaiju. See, that bit I didn't know. I knew that you'd got the key artist as advertised on the Kaiju Noir Twitter page, but I didn't realise that there was stuff from other queer kaiju artists in the game as well. That's wonderful. Rough stone brick, uneven windows, piles of rubble along the walls, the smell of industrial waste and kaiju vomit. So we used to, Ivan will know exactly what I'm about to say because he was one of the folks that was part of the group that did this, that I did this with. But we used to go to a pool bar not that far away from our local GW after we'd been to GW on a Wednesday night. And we'd play pool. And most of us just drink soft drinks, to be fair. Occasionally, if we were feeling particularly flush, some of us might like have a shot of absinthe or have a drink, but we didn't really drink. But there was a club that was attached to the pool bar. It's like the next floor up was a proper club, and the pool bar was like a proper dive bar. It was so good. The floor was always sticky, the toilets were always a bit iffy, you only used them if you had to, that kind of thing. But it was such a good bar. Like, it was just sort of really nice atmosphere. Yeah, if it's the right kind of bar, Kaiju, I am totally with you there. I mean, I do drink when I want to, but I'm not a big drinker. But there's something about a good quality dive bar, especially if it's quiet. I'm entirely too afraid. Oh, Prime B, big hugs. Damn Tids. But yeah, I miss those days. I also miss headbanging hammered in the club on a Saturday night. I've never been in that club. I don't think that's ever going to change. I'm not a club person. Need to go with a friend. Yeah, that's fair, Primeby. Like, I wouldn't go to a place like that on my own. I only even went to it because I was with a group of friends. And we were the only people in there. So it was really nice because we'd basically got the run of the place. Except for the odd occasion when other people would be in there. But yeah, if you've got a nice little friend group and you find a decent dive bar that's not too noisy and not too crowded, they can be really, really nice. Crustiest of punk bars. Yes. Oh, damn, Ash. That does sound, wild. But yeah, the thing that took me out for a second there was the idea of kaiju vomit. Like, some kaiju actually, like, they vomit acid and shit like that. Can you imagine the bills for repairing these buildings? If you like punk bars, this is the Lascaux place for you. Yes, awesome. It was the diviest of dive bars. It really was. It was such a good bar. Yeah, I understand that, Ash. Ooh, pavement's gonna get eaten away sharpish. Yeah. You don't like going into bars in the first place. Too many kaiju vying for space. Too much noise. Too few answers. I dread to think about kaiju burbs. Kaiju vomit farms, here we come. Oh my god, soul. The smell of the place alone is almost enough to turn you away. As you approach the doorway, a bulging shape in the corner stands and extends an antlered head. Oh yes, another design that I absolutely fucking love.
Spank me. Hello there.
Oh dear. Just sitting here taking notes for the Kaiju Noir TTRPG I want to make. Oh my god, Kaiju, yes! If that's like a thing that you are gonna be putting through any kind of crowdfunding, make sure I know about it the second it goes live, because I will shill for you like there is no tomorrow, and I will back it at whatever the top level is, because TTRPGs, Kaiju, and this, yes, yes, do want, give. Calm. Oh, that's really cool, Kaiju. I'm loving the fact that we've got you here. And that you can tell us all this cool stuff about the development. It just makes me very, very happy. Evening. You touch your forehorns in acknowledgement. They grunt back, a sound more heavy machinery than communication. Could even be a very small screunk. So it does. Look at their gloves. Yeah, that, but like a little one. A scree grunt, if you will. But yeah, gloves. I have a pair of these. They're yellow. They're my Roger Rabbit gloves. Got them drive gloves. Yeah. Thank you for the little tip there as well, Kaiju, so that we can admire the art more fully as we go through. Busy night. They shrug. They shrug their shoulders and push open the door with their tail, leaving behind a black trail of ink. Goji soundbite isn't ripped from a Goji film. I just recorded it at 8 AM after a rough night. There are some folks in chat, possibly, who will probably know which version of Goji I've got there as well. I like this friend. Not much of a talker, are you? Their eyes narrow and gesture to the door with their antlers. That's a big no. This message was brought to you by today's sponsor, Butts. Hey, Destroyer, how you doing? You get the point, and ease past into the bar. I'm kind of glad that they're not much of a talker, because it means I don't have to try and come up with another voice. Not yet, anyway. I'm sure I will do soon. The interior of the bar is as crude as the exterior, showing its age as one of the city's oldest drink pits. Not despised, just mostly forgotten to the ages. The bar and tables are all stone slabs, probably hewn from the same quarry as the bricks that made up the rest of the building. Hey, no wrong with that, Destroyer. As long as you're in a good mood, that's what matters, isn't it? It's easy to believe that the bar wasn't built, but dug out from the surrounding stone. The bartender watches you enter with one head, and the television mounted above the bar with the other. Thank you for the treat for Porthos, Ash. Seeing as he's downstairs with Slow at the moment, I will take a treat out of the jar and pop it on the desk. Baby offering. And if he doesn't come upstairs before I finish for the night, I will give Porthos any treats that are donated after the stream ends. Thank you, both Tids and Destroyer, for further treats for Porthos for later. I give my offerings to Lord Baby. May he bless me with many earths. URFs? Earths? And treat to apologise for your horrendous sin of leaving his couch. Amen. A small crowd of kaiju sit around various tables on one size. Doesn't fit anyone's stools. I was redeeming scritches. Fine, fine. I will put a treat back in the jar and I will give him a scritch from you. Blessed be the baby. Oh dear. Porthos has got a little cult now. Great. Suppose I'm going to have to make him some robes. Shit. I really want to make him a Cerberus costume for next Halloween. In before Pope Thos. Oh my god. I've been repping Cult Porthos since day one. Oh my god, Porthos in robes. Yes. While the treat is nice, I reckon the scritches will be more satisfying. Yeah, fair. Pope Thos in a Pope. Oh my god. Oh, how's Vermintide going, Rocket? I take it that needing the break, you're having a bit of a tough time with it. Vermintide's one of those games that I really love playing, but I'm shit at it, so I can only play it for a little while before I start to feel really fatigued. Legend is pain. Oh, I bet. I can't even play it on the normal mode. A couple of them look up from their drinks, but most just keep drinking, like this might be their last gulp after all. And then there's Cataclysm. Oh jeez, no thank you. Vermintide is a game played best with friends. Agreed, Prime B. I like it, but its install size is too big. Yeah, it is mahoosive, isn't it? Trying to look like another worn out monster after a hard night, you make your way to the bar. 100 gigs is too much. Yeah. What'll it be, Slick? Another design I absolutely adore. I'm going to say that every time a new kaiju appears. I just know it. I didn't do much further than having a bit of a conversation with the... Yes, Ivan. I'm afraid it's slightly more complicated than just sending you my t-shirt size, though, so we'll have to have a discussion about that. Sorry. Yeah, so this is the last kaiju design that I saw when I played the demo, because I didn't get much further than this exact point. Because I think... I don't remember what it was, but something stopped me from playing any further. I suspect it may have been a food time thing. Beetle Boy. Yeah, they've got a very beetly design with the horns, very, very stag beetly, and we all know how I feel about bugs, so... Hope we see a Waspinator. I also love the fact that the little animation for them is the right head spitting into the glass and the left arm cleaning it. That's wonderful, that is. That is teamwork. You look around at the limited you look around the limited drink selection. Alex was right. Everything that doesn't look like it was brewed in a refinery is cheap rot gut you could use to remove rust. The other design was a lot more mantis-like, but this felt a bit more terrifying to come barreling down the street. Yeah, I totally get that, kaiju. I mean, I'm all for mantis kaiju as well, for the record, just saying. Makes me glad you don't drink booze. Best to stick with a soda. Okay, this is where I got to, because I had to stop and go, Monster Mash! And then I had to leave. So I never actually did anything past this point in the demo. Oh, I think we have to, don't we? It has to be the Monster Mash. After all, it's a graveyard smash. Yes, chat! Yes! You lot are fantastic. Oh my god, look at that art. That's adorable. Yes! This is perfect. Oh, I would drink that. I would drink that and probably be violently ill afterwards. Is that the monster from the something lagoon? Yeah, it is very Black Lagoon, isn't it? Yes. Love it. And we got a wolf person with a very nice nice collar. Legally distinct Wolfman, Gillman, and Jaws. Yes. It's brilliant. I love it. Perfectly done. Okay. Just gonna relax my face muscles a little bit now, because I've smirked at that so hard that I've hurt my face. Yes! Love it, Tids. This is the only film noir game where the detective isn't an alcoholic, because I'm tired of booze culture and everything. Hey, that's great though, Kaiju. The thing is, it's a trope within all of the sort of the noir stuff, and it's nice to smash tropes, you know? Smash tropes like we smash the patriarchy. It's fluid ounces, Ash. Floz. The purple can the bartender slides across to you is festooned with pictures of various movie monsters. Oh my god, that's the theme tune! It's the fucking jingle! Yes! You can't help yourself but sing part of the advertising jingle under your breath. They drink the mash. They drink the monster mash. Big sippy. Yeah, the can artist is American. These are full-size kegs. Nice. It even smells purple. How does it smell purple? I know how it smells purple. Hoblaw for you. I used to live down the road from a recycling plant. And when they did one of their particular recycling processes, everything in the area smelled purple. It smelled like processed grape soda. You know, like the expensive grape soda you can get. It smelled like that, and that smells purple. Like, when it's not attached to anything, it just smells purple. And that exact shade of purple as well. Currently doing my hobby hour for the day, wishing I had something suitably kaiju to build, but I don't, so I'm building the closest thing in my grey pile, which is a dreadnought. Hey, it's close enough. It's close enough. Drank so many energy drinks making this, the purple ones specifically. Ah, makes sense now. Dandelion and burdock smells like burgundy. Yeah, I kind of get that. Ash, yeah. As in grape Kool-Aid. Yeah, like grape Kool-Aid. Or grape Fanta as well. Pepsi Max smells bronze. Yeah. Or Flavor-Aid. Indeed, Ivan. Or Flavor-Aid. That's the vibe I get from it. Yeah, no, I can see that, Prime B. Like, I think Coke smells more bronze than Pepsi does. I think Pepsi smells... Sniffed my can of Max to check. Yes, they did, Destroyer. I feel like we're going to be saying that a lot tonight, and I am okay with that. Like, Kaiju is absolutely wonderful. They are a lovely person to talk to, and they are clearly an extremely talented writer, because this is great. I am loving this already. Anyway. Oh yeah. That gives you a really good kind of idea of the scale of these characters as well. That massive fuck-off keg is literally just a can for Carrie. Oh, go on, Prime B. Oh my god, that's evil and wonderful, and I love it. So you're smoking a tree instead of a cig. Good question. You slide a couple of coins across the bar and sit on a stool. The bartender pushes back less change than you'd expect, but you don't comment. They no, it's just a really big zig. Well, they've got custom clothes. So it stands to reason that they would have other custom things like custom cigarettes, stuff like that. You'll find out more later in the game. Ooh. A cop? You're broken from your quiet observations of the bar area, trying to figure out who could be the blackmailer just by appearance. In the movies, they would be hunched in a corner, hat over the eyes, looking shifty. But you're the only one wearing a hat, and everyone here is hunched. What? Most folks come here to drink and don't give a damn about anyone else. You're scoping out the place. If you're a cop, tell me now, so I know who to call if you end up in the alley out back. But if you're thinking of robbing the place, I'll just tear you apart here and now. No hard feelings. That happen often. The bartender shrugs, their one head still not moving from the screen. That's commitment. So, at the finale, so just like, you deal with this, I really need to know how this show ends. If I had two heads, I would have one of them constantly watching Netflix so I could keep up with shit. Not that you hear. Kaiju here mostly keep to themselves. So, cop or not? Definitely not. Do they share the same sentience, or is it two people on one body? Good question. I tend to approach any multi-headed being like Hiram McDaniels from Welcome to Night Vale, who is a multi-headed dragon, and each head it's kind of a like an Orochi situation or a Jidora situation. But each head has a different personality and has different aspirations. So they're all sort of connected at the body, obviously, but they are separate beings. There's a whole side plot for that about one of the heads wanting to be emancipated from the rest of them. So I generally take that approach, but share a sentience, different perspectives and abilities. Yeah. So very much like Hiram McDaniels then. You place your private investigator badge on the bar so only the bartender can see it. I like to think of myself as a helping claw when needed. The bartender looks affronted, both heads swivelling around to look you up and down with matching scowls. Oopsie, we pissed them both off. An iron claw? Then you really won't be popular around here. Folks don't like nosy flat pads sticking their muzzle where it don't belong. You don't have to worry about me. I'm only here to find someone. I'm not about to cuff or stomp any of your regulars. That we know of, Carrie. Just don't cause trouble in here. Got it? Stainer out front does a good job of dealing with trouble. Ah. Stainer. We have a name for the silent being out front. Just hearing you edge the bartender closer to a Cockney accent. It's not intentional. But I hate leaving to replace the furniture and clean the mess off the walls when they're done, so watch yourself. I'll be honest, keeping anything in my head for longer than a few minutes is difficult at the minute. So, with the exception of probably Carrie's voice, they will change over the course of the stream. No trouble here. Just doing my job as quietly as I can. No stomping intended. The bartender nods and turns back to their show. What you watching? Dunno. It's either one of those old human monster movies or a war documentary. Acting is terrible either way. Kick-a-Jack Gremlin from Gremlins. There is a little essence of a gremlin there, isn't there? They ate everything after midnight and did a lot of bench presses. I do love this design. So cool. But yeah, I can see influences of a lot of things there, definitely. Hey, Podlord, how you doing? Who's winning? The head not watching the monitor spits into the sink. Us, so it's probably just a movie. Their tone tells you everything you need to know. After working with Alex for years, it's become easy to spot those who came back from the war. You were there? They nod ahead. Right at the end, I lied about my brood year, went out, barely came back. Did what I had to do to get a job here. Been working here ever since. Not the worst place to end up. One thing is to put people to sleep in a building, baking a severed hand in the fat of a hangman. Where have I heard that before? They don't reply. You slowly work through your drink, getting a feel for the place. It's not as bad as you thought once you block out the smell. Name's Rax, by the way. So, who are you looking for? The bartender is still watching the movie, which is now showing a giant kaiju wrecking a power plant that crumbles like cheap wood, which it probably is. Someone named Laura Thrak. No? What Hand of Glory is in VTM. I just auto went into ST mode. Oh! How the fuck do I know that then? Huh. Weird. Again, the non-committal shrug. Maybe. Most folks don't deal in names here. Not real ones, at least. You sigh and start reaching for your wallet, knowing where this is going. It's probably based off something real, or you were going to play a necromancer far back in time. I've never played any VTM. Like, I know a lot about it, but I've never actually played it. It's a real magical item. Oh, I must know about it from the real bit then. The real bit. That makes sense. Anything I can do to help you remember? Depends. You any good? At what? Answering vague questions? I'm fucking great at it. Try me. Ask another. One head laughs and the other growls. You're sending me mixed messages here. Wise ass. I'd watch that muzzle round here if you like your teeth. I mean, you any good as a detective, and you know it. You give a variation of their non-committal shrug. I've ended a few marriages, found my share of lost pets. Need something looked into. I've just noticed that the two heads have different jawlines. That's adorable. It's wonderful, isn't it? Subtle little things that give you a really nice hint of character. Another one. The band here, in comparison to the band here. Little thing. Obviously there's two bands on this side as well, but little things. They pierce the top of another can with a pincer and hand it to you. I got something for you. Not now though. You got a card or something? One antler's two-pronged, and the other has a second prong at the base. Yep. It's a really nicely done asymmetrical design. Because it's just different enough to both have little baby crowns. They kind of do, don't they? Yeah. You hand over your last business card. They glance at it skeptically. Oh, you're the one Alex works for. You know Alex? Long story, don't ask. He comes in sometimes for a drink. They pocket the card in their apron and nod to a table off to the back of the bar. Eye shape's subtly different as well. Yep. It's a lot of, like I said, a lot of subtle little differences that make it a really nicely balanced design, in spite of it being asymmetric. It's good. It's good. Laura's over there. Can't miss him. The indicated table holds a single occupant, squat, spiky, and drinking like they are prepared to go on drinking forever. Good question, Tids. One of my best and worst customers. Drinks all night. Never tips, never says thanks. Some fucking gratitude wouldn't go amiss. Ever spit in his drink? Both mouths grin widely. I think we all know the answer to that question then, don't we? Every fucking night. Tried to stiff me on the tab one night. Don't try to screw with a two-head. We don't forget, and we can spit twice as hard. I like this friend. Yeah, me too. You pick up your drink and stand up from the bar. Free spit. You have to pay extra for that in some places. Very true, soul. They good. Yeah, they are. Remind me never to piss you off. Anyway, look me up when you've got time. I'll help you out if I can. They nod, go back to watching the end of the movie, and you head towards the occupied table in the back. As you approach the back table, you catch the stink coming from Lorathrak. Dank, musty, alcohol-ridden. Stench of a loner you're all too familiar with. Rax would totally win the spitting contest in Monkey Island 2. Yes! Though, I'm not sure if they'd get disqualified for having two lots of spit on the field at the same time. Could snowball it double up. Yeah, true. Or, you know, look behind you, a three-headed monkey. Works every time. That'd be unfair disqualification by the judges. Yeah, and prejudice too. Fair point. Look in front of you, a two-headed kaiju. Thank you, Tids. I was thinking it, but you said it before I could say it. I suppose Rax is probably quite a fair bit bigger than all of the pirates that would enter the spitting contest as well, so they could win by default by stepping on the contestants. Kaiju are commonplace with pirates, don't you know? The table before them is littered with empty cups, the bartender obviously not wanting to get any closer than they have to. Lorathrak. They look up, peering up at you over the top of their drink, eyes trying to focus in the poor light. What's the Kraken if not a kaiju? That's a good point, Pudlord. Can get into some very heated debates with kaiju folks about what counts as a kaiju and what counts as a cryptid. It could be quite interesting. And what counts as a mythological beast. Yes, the Kraken is a kaiju. Agreed. Agreed. Wow! Look at the spiky friend! Kaiju are cryptids by default. Yeah, that's fair. This is a very cool design. Hang on a sec. Look at that. Yes. Oof, that's unfortunate, Primate. That does not sound fun at all. I wish I could see their feet better, because they look like they might be hooves, which is cool. Wow, that's... Oof, that's... Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. They are indeed hooves. I was right! Yay! HobbyTan, Master Hoof Identifier. This kaiju has a better bob than me. Oh, don't worry, Puddled. I've been thinking that about all of the kaiju so far where it comes to myself, so... I wish I had a six-pack. More like a water balloon. Very angry porcupine. Yes! I'm okay with that. Porcupine's cool. What's it to you? Whatever you're selling, I don't want any. Just someone looking to have a chat. You look like you could use some company. The Lord looks you up and down with a sneer before gazing back down at their drink. I don't want nothing except to be left alone. You pull out the stool opposite and sit down. Yeah, well, I'm not leaving. Well, that's too bad, Law, because I'd like to talk. Of course you fucking do. You're a cop. Can't a kaiju just sit down and share a drink with a stranger? No, I'm not a cop. Just someone in need of a few answers. Oh, Pod! Hoofies are cool. I think hoofs are cool, yeah. There was a year I went to download and there were some lasses on stilts, but the stilts had hooves. And I thought they were so cool. It's such an interesting engineering feat. Because they were dressed up as fawns. It's really cool. At least then I wouldn't have to bother with socks. Yeah, fair. Be able to skip more effectively. Law snarls, finishes their drink, slams the cup back on the table, and waves to the bartender. But who's mean you can't have boots? Not with that attitude. What kind of questions? The kind that have to do with Max Aura. Who? Never heard of him. Never? You got smoke in your ears. I don't know him. Funny. She knows you. Says you're saying she owes you some money. Hey, Grox, how you doing? The bartender arrives, putting down a fresh cup of something that smells exceedingly flammable. You lean back a little. Law picks up the cup, downs half of it in one swig, puts it back down. You wonder if it had a little something extra in it. On the short side, curvy, wings, little horn on top. That's her. Calls herself Max Aura now, does she? What else did she tell you? She said you were blackmailing her. Said she wants you to leave her alone. Did she show you a blackmail note? Or have any proof that I was doing it? Or what I was supposed to be blackmailing her about? No, she didn't. But you took the case anyway, because she looked scared and had the money. Glass him. Law grins a filthy, broken-toothed grin. I think we've gotten ourselves into trouble here, haven't we? Look at his grin! I don't care, this is great. Look at his heavy face. Big, beautiful predator face. Yeah, exactly. It's wonderful. I love it. I hope this is what you were expecting when I said I was going to stream this kaiju, because I keep getting distracted by how brilliant stuff is, and then I get overexcited and we don't get very far, and I'm sorry. 100% what I expected. Good! I'm glad I've lived up to expectations. My face hurts from all the smiling. Ow. Thought so. She wanted you to come down here to make some trouble for me, so I'd leave her alone, right? Or maybe she wanted you to sort me out good and proper in the alleyway, all quiet like. Something like that. Little face again. That's a fucking good mouth, that is. You could fit a big cheeseburger in that. They nod and slug back the rest of the drink. Thought so. You here as her hired muscle? Yeah, the spot colours are absolutely fantastic. They're really, really well placed as well. No, private detective. Even worse then. Listen, Flatpad, and listen good. That dame ain't getting blackmailed. Whatever she's mixed up in, I ain't the one causing her grief. Why has she sent me after you then? Now you're asking the right questions. When I was working with her, she was going by Caesarius. Good name, though. Even if I can't say it properly. Law taps the empty cup with a claw. You get the hint and signal the bartender. Doesn't that seem like something you should be asking her about? She's your client, after all. Go home, detective. Or go talk to Cesorius, Maxora, whatever she's calling herself now. Just leave me to my drinking. He looks down at the stained tabletop, its surface puddled with rainbow slick residue. And a word of advice, detective. Watch yourself around her. She may look sweet, but those claws are sharp. Getting up from the table, you nod to Rax and make your way out into the Evernight. Stainer eyes you uncaringly as you emerge from the bar. You tip your hat as much as the horns allow and move into the street. I really like Stainer's design. The antlers are so cool. So, Detective Carabara, your first night on the case, and you've found out what? I'd say we can't trust either of them. What do you folks think? Gotta be careful not to be tennised as a detective. Indeed. Both a pair of shifty fuckers, yeah? Can't trust either of them. Maxora has told you little to nothing about the case, despite eagerly retaining your services. Lorathrak hasn't told you anything except that Maxora is hiding something, obviously not wanting to give anything away. It's film noir, everyone is a shifty fucker. Indeed, Kaiju. All you know is that there's more going on here than simple blackmail, and you're still on the case. Good thing you're being paid by the day. You can feel your bed calling to you. Oh, hello, Porthos. We have 2 treats from chat for you. He dropped the first one. And the second one. Porthos has arrived. And thank you, Tids, for another one. And let's see if I can get him to come up on the chair. Yep, that was easy. To receive the scritches from Destroyer. Ooh. He's the child. Oh, thank you for the treat for Porthos Scraps. There we go. Ooh, scritches for the bub. Hey, bub. Hi. He's just like, yes, this is what I've wanted all day. More. Careful, mate, you'll fall off the chair. Don't enjoy it too much. So, why do I feel like I'm going to end up doing a photo edit with, like, a ghost album and just getting the lead singer's picture and replacing his face with Porthos? You can feel your bed calling to you. Best to call it a night. To be honest, I would have, but I couldn't be bothered. That's fair. We have made it to chapter 2. Now, I'm supposed to finish in 15 minutes, but I don't know, maybe it's a better idea for us to stop at the end of a chapter. So I'll do a chapter of this every week. What do we think, folks? I can carry on for 15 minutes if you want me to. Or, sounds good to me. Could do either. Oh god, that crunch. You enjoying the ASMR there, Destroyer? Yeah, the Backbone streams got a bit out of hand, didn't they? Does that you made 15 minutes of demo last nearly 2 hours? Yep, that me. Sorry. Yeah, whenever somebody uses a sound command, it comes up as that you have made some noise. Chapter 1 is one of the bigger ones. Oh, okay. How many chapters are there, Kaiju? If you don't mind me asking, of course. Oh, poor Thor, smelly. 13 chapters. This one is shorter and gives you the big arc of plot. Okay. Well, in that case, it's 13 chapters. Fuck it. Should we carry on for a little bit then? I'll do my my normal amount of time. It'll be fine. And I am sorry it takes me so long to get through everything, but I hope you enjoy my plodding approach and getting excited about shit, nonetheless. I recommend do this chapter to set the stage for the next. Cool. Will do then, Kaiju. So I will finish the stream when I finish this chapter then. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad you do. Like, there's a special kind of sort of anxiety about having a creator of a game in a stream when you're streaming it, in case like the way you play the game is not the way they anticipated it. Like one of the writers for Arcade Spirits turned up in my Arcade Spirits stream, and I was just like, oh shit, what do I do with this information? It's hard to play a visual novel wrong. Yes, but it takes me fucking ages to play them, is the thing. Especially when I'm streaming. Everything takes longer when I'm streaming. Okay. You arrive at the hotel Maxora listed as her place of residence after filling Alex in on the previous night's encounters. This is a book. I'm not going to tell people how to read a book. That's up to the reader. As long as you aren't grossly misgendering my characters, I'm happy. Well, I will endeavour to not do that. Oh! We got a little Alex down here. So what's the plan? Just go in there and demand the truth from Miss Maxora? Tough cop style? I couldn't tough cop if someone was paying me to. I failed drama class. Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that, Kaiju, but I'm glad I've done well. Phew. Some of the pressure off there. Small Alex. Yes, Smolix. I also failed drama class. The building is old, but well maintained. Rough, clean stone brick, and an air of faded majesty in the near empty area of the city. Well, to be fair, so would I, Prime B. A lot of the games I play came out before I was born, so... I mean, I nearly had a fit of the vapors when Graham Annable retweeted my Puzzle Agent Go Live tweet the other week. It's like, shit, I've been noticed. It's always weird when that happens. At the front desk, you ask to ring up to Miss Maxora's room and let her know you've arrived. Senpai has noticed you. Yeah, it was a bit like that, Ash. Time passes. Oh, where are you referencing that from, Kaiju? I know Time Passes has turned up in a point and click. And it's one I've played on stream as well, if I'm not mistaken. Shit, I've been rumbled proceeds to Spotted Raccoon and walk away. Yeah, that's exactly how that works, Prime P. Tucked into the corner of the room is a drink vending machine. You drop a coin into the slot and twist the knob. The machine grinds for a moment, then drops your coin into the return slot. It's out of Monster Mash. Well, they're getting a shit review on TripAdvisor. What's the kaiju version of Yelp? But it was a graveyard smash. Yarg. Love it, Ash. It's always empty. I don't think it's ever been refilled. I've never been so disappointed. You and me both, Carrie. Never? Okay, once. But it turned out my toy rocket ship was behind the sofa the whole time. Oh. I mean, both is good, Ash. This is exceptionally funny to me, considering my tweet earlier about finding Vulpir on the top of my bookshelf when I spent an entire fucking stream thinking I'd lost him the other day. Yep. That says a lot about you, Detective. Maxora is standing more confidently than you'd seen in the office. Gone is the almost theatrical fragility of the night before. Coincidental humour! There's not that much of me to know. A pleasure to see you again, Miss Maxora. Please, Detective, I asked you to call me Max. No need for formalities here. As you wish, Max. You're paying, after all. On that note, there's some things I'd like to discuss with you in private. Is there somewhere we can talk? She motions to a couple of ancient lounge chairs in the corner. I read the wrong thing then, didn't I? That was him, not her. That was them, not her. Brain melt. I'm one of the only residents staying in the hotel, and the clerk at the front desk is hard of hearing, so we should be able to talk here. As you wish. The pair of you take your seats. The surface world design of them, meaning you have to find a comfortable place for your tail. Carrie is smoking, Pudlord. The wings folded in pose was one of those last minute pieces of art I got, and I'm so glad because the contrast of her with her wings in tight versus spread is such a vibe difference. It really is. She's clearly very relaxed now. I thought the pink one was the person who we worked for. So Max is the client, Ash. Alex is our friend slash co-worker slash kaiju herder. They are a fire breather. As for the sig, you'll find out. Ooh. 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 Been staying here long? Long enough. It's a decent place. Clean, quiet, out of the way. Sometimes you don't need anything fancy. If you're getting down, get down. Bye-bye. There we go.
Eat. Boop.
He's actually left the room. We have been deserted by Pope Sauce. I'm just surprised you aren't staying with your family. Do they live in the city? Are you investigating me now, detective? Let's just call it professional curiosity. As PIs get used to asking lots of questions. My family is always busy. As such, things can get a little hectic from time to time, so I come here once in a while for some peace and quiet. Any other questions you'd like to ask, detective? Or shall we get back to business? Ooh, shit. I'm not very good at subtlety. So, damn, she thick. She do be thick. Cake the fuck up. Oh my god. And suddenly everyone's thirsty again. She does have very nice thighs. You know what they say? Thick thighs save lives. And occasionally take them. Big crush me energy. Yes, definitely. Also, something that I'd like to draw attention to before we make a decision here. Her waist. She's not like super skinny. She's not super round. She's how do I yeah, and me tits. She's curvy and a bit squish. Yeah, that's the perfect way of describing it, Kaiju. It's another little bit of representation that we need more. Ow! Curse you, hiccups. That we need more of in video games. It's just not skinny, not chunky, just, you know, different shapes. There is no shape that is better than any other, but it's nice to have a variety. Shapely. Mm. Like, I would love to be a big muscle bean, but I'm not. I am more this shape, and I'm okay with that. Bigger bodied, but not in a hypersexualized way. Yeah, exactly, Kaiju. But yes, it's very nice to see. Very nice to see. Okay, so we were going to go with bluntness, weren't we? Okay. Blunt. Going for the tactful, diplomatic approach. By which I mean, we will not be tactful or diplomatic. I think it's best we get back to business. So tell me, Miss Caesarius, what do you really know of Lorathrak? Thanks, Tids. Maxori's reaction tells you everything you need to know. She's not as good at hiding her emotions as she thinks she is. That's your name, isn't it? Or did you give both Law and I false names? How many identities are you running now? This is like a LucasArts game, there are no fail states. That is because you are brilliant, Kaiju. This ain't no Sierra game. Silence, except for the slow activity of the clock and the shuffling of Maxora's wing on the chair. Oh, that's really cute, Prime B. I'd rather you call me Max, Detective. There are a lot of things I did as Cesarius that I'm not proud of. At least if you know that name, I know you actually talked to Law. We talked. He told me you couldn't be trusted. I'm starting to understand why. Told me he wasn't blackmailing you, that you've been stringing me along, and he was right, wasn't he? He's right. So, where do we go from here, Detective? Now you start telling me the truth, Max. It's come to the truth already, has it, Detective? It would be a nice change of pace. I really wish that damn vending machine was working. I need a drink. We could go somewhere. She shakes her head. Not in this part of the city. All too public. Could you grab me some water, though? There should be a jug on the counter. You can't handle the truth. Unless you roll a 15 or higher. Oh boy, have I been there. Defenestrate her before she runs away. Wow, Ash! You've got a thing about defenestrating people, don't you? You stand, walk to the front desk, fill a couple of cups from the pitcher, nod to the clerk, and return to Maxora, putting them on the table between you. Defenestration doesn't work well on flying types. Fair point, Kaiju. Hey guys, how you doing? Smash through her window with an axe and ask her if she reads Suttake. Oh my god. Thank you, Detective. Now, no doubt Law told you more than just that name, correct? You nod again. He told you we've some history between us. That you work together, yes. What else did he tell you? What should he have told me, Max? Well, it's true that we work together. Laura and I were entrusted with the task of collecting a certain item. An artifact of considerable value that carried with it considerable risk. Are we going to get venomed, Kaiju? If we get venomed in another game, in Late Night Lounge, straight after the last one, hot damn. I'm not sure my heart can cope with another one of those. No venoming, I promise. I've not even got the Canada and Tetsuo sound commands sorted yet because I've had trouble finding the sounds. Oh, thank you for the treat for Porthos, Ash. I think he just came into the room and then went back out. Like, there he is. He heard me put my hand in the treat jar. Hail to the baby! Yeah, backbone went places. That is a good way of describing what happened there, Tids. Can we not with the flood in another VN, please? You know how venom takes over people's bodies, for want of a better description, and sort of hitchhikes on them, Prime B? Yeah, that. Infected by a weird parasite, yeah. That's fair, Kaiju. And what item is that? Maxura picks up a glass and sips from it. Tell me, detective, have you ever heard of the Crimson Old One? Venom is a symbiote. Parasite is highly insulting. Yeah, but it's the same basic principle is what we're going for here, Pudlord. I mean, in that particular instance, it was a parasite, but... Symbiocyte. Okie dokie, Ivan. Doesn't venom eventually burn out the host, though? In most instances, unless the body of the host is able to cope with venom, yes. The what? Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Like, I'm having a moment of if I was capable of 3D modelling, I would model this in 3D and get somebody with a 3D printer that can actually be powered on without possibly setting fire to a house to print it off for me so I could have one on my desk. Why does this remind me of Tomb Raider? Tis a very, very Tomb Raider kind of vibe, isn't it? Sacred Idol. Been wanting it printed since I first got the art. I'm trying to think if I know anybody that does, like, 3D modelling that could help you out getting it into a state to be 3D printed. Because then, you know, there's plenty of places where you can get them printed, but it's getting it into the 3D state first that's the big one. But I'll have a think, and if I think of anyone that can do that, I'll let you know. Cause yeah, I would throw money at you for a 3D printed Crimson Old One idol, cause that's wicked, and it could go on the on my desk with my other indie game 3D printed things. The Crimson Old One, an idol carved from a single giant ruby dug from the cavern that surrounds New Monstropolis by the first kaiju. You can actually get, like, coloured resin as well that's, like, see-through, so you could get it printed in a ruby-like resin. That'd be really cool. A big one to sit next to my Blackbird from the Maltese Falcon. Yes, that'd be awesome, kaiju. It is said that the light that refracted from the ruby was enough to illuminate the world below, and that the first kaiju war was waged over who would claim it millennia before the humans climbed down from their trees. It's also said that those who would possess the Crimson Old One would reign over our kind until the end of days. But we live in a blatantly corrupt oligarchy. I can't see the big... Oh, no, that's Carrie. But we live in a blatantly corrupt oligarchy. I can't see the big tusks up at City Hall giving up their seats to someone lugging a shiny rock around the city. You're right. Trying that would probably land you at the bottom of the lake wearing a stone overcoat. Yeah, fair. Cement shoes probably wouldn't work too well in this universe, would they? So why all the excitement over a shiny pebble? 'Cause it's pretty, Carrie. 'Cause it's very pretty. And apparently even kaiju place a lot of value on myth and legend. Firstly, the idol represents immense spiritual significance for many kaiju in the city. There we go. Second, it has historic value dating back hundreds of millennia. Yep, there you go. Said it better than I could. And finally, it's a giant ruby. Do you have any idea what that's worth to the right collector? It's very pretty, wasn't it, Podlord? And what do you have to do with the rock? Well, I was supposed to be getting the idol to the city to sell on. Into the city? You mean it's been out there on the surface? Aren't as thick as you look, Detective, are you? Sassy bugger. You should see me solve a crossword puzzle. Wow, rude. Yeah. The statue has been traded, stolen, sold, and killed for in the human world for thousands of years. I doubt even they know how long for, or where it originated. Fuck you too, Thickness. So how did you track it down? Now that's something I don't know. The plan was Law would track it down. I'd organise to get it past the gates. Another colleague would make the sale to a collector, and we'd split the loot. Yeah, it's great, Kaiju. I mean, I can't comment on the appropriation side of things because I'm a white person from England for my sins. So, you know. But it does look and feel like a historical artifact. I say feel like I can touch it, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that's fair, Ash. Like, I do not identify with the English, I've got to admit. I wish I was more connected to my, the Ukrainian part of my heritage, to be honest with you. But I don't know what family I've got over there at this point. So what happened? I don't know. The idol was supposed to pass to me from my contact at the gate. Only when I got there, I heard that he'd had an accident and the idol was missing. One of those accidents where folks just up and die? Exactly that kind. You pick up your cup and take a drink, and I'm going to do the same. I hate it when those happen. And thank you, Ash. I don't know how I'd feel about living up in the mountains, but I appreciate the offer. So why'd you up and run? I'd been paid an awful lot of money to get the idol into the city, most of which had gone towards bribes, storage, and my contacts in the human world. None of whom was prepared to work with a kaiju for cheap. If Law thought I'd betrayed them, they would be after me. I had to make the first move. So what do you plan to do now? Just wait here until it all blows over? No, Detective. I plan to find out where that damn statue is, and finish this deal so I can get on with my life. So there's no blackmail case? No. Never was. Fine. Then my work is done on that matter. I'll let my assistant know, and he can do you up a letter of completion and an invoice for services rendered. I'm sorry we couldn't make this work, and I'm sorry about the lies. Is that everything, Detective? Not quite, Max. Now you and I need to discuss another matter. What other matter? You just closed the case. You take another sip and say the words that will land you in more trouble than you could imagine. The matter of you hiring me to find that statue. And there it is. She looks up, startled. You'd work for me, considering everything? I see it like this, Miss Maxora. Either you're lying to me again, in which case you'll keep paying me up until the point we both become too bored to carry on with the charade. Or you're telling the truth about being on the hunt for a missing cultural treasure of unmeasurable value that could make everyone involved filthy rich, in which case I want in. I'll take the case! Also, I haven't had an interesting case in months, and this sounds like it could be fun. Maxora sits with a cup in claw, no doubt thinking about ways to take control of the situation. Money, money, money. Okay, detective. What are your terms? 2 weeks retainer in advance. This is going to eat up all my time, and I have an assistant to keep fed. Aww. Mr. Krabs noises. Going to do some Nathan Drake ass shit, get in some indie action. Heck yeah. Nicely done, Prime B. I am not going to sing it as much as I want to. You've already had the monster mash out of me today. Consider it insurance, in case any more unforeseen accidents. Oh. Don't you trust me, detective? Don't you like me? I like you plenty, Max. But I don't trust you any more than I do most folks in this city. Maybe even less, given the circumstances. You do the mash. So fucking brilliant that was, Kaiju. I loved that. So good. So fucking good. That's fair enough. You've earned the right to be mistrustful of me. And if, I say if, the idle story is true, then I want 10% of the sale price. Oof. Carry, you saucy minx. I don't care how you get that. Whether it's from your share or split with the others. Call it a finder's fee. She looks directly into your eyes for a moment, sizing you up for haggling. But you don't waver. We have a deal, detective. I don't have the money on me right now for your retainer, but I'll have it sent to your office. As you finish your water, the edges of the room start to spin. Your heart starts racing, and Max slips in and out of focus. Oh shit! Fuck. She drugged the drink. In all honesty, I'm sorry about this, Carrie. I didn't know if I could trust you. Not with my life on the line. Find the statue, and you'll get everything that's coming to you. Start with law, detective. I'll be in touch. She leans in close, and you can feel her icy breath on your ear. Follow the trail of the Crimson One. Eat this, bitch. Wow, Ash. Not cool. The gaping maw of oblivion swallows you whole. And that's chapter 3. So we'll start chapter 3 next time. Save. For me, any amount of fuckery is a, so, you have chosen death. Congratulations, you finished the demo. Everything that's coming to you is a distinctly fucking ominous phrase. It really is. So, before we finish up for the evening, I'm just gonna take us to the big me, because Porthos is on his bed now. Give me the lamp and you shall have your reward. Yes. Yes, Kaiju. Yes. Yes. Yeah, before we finish up for the evening, first off, if anybody wants to enter the raffle for a copy of Drink More Glurp, I believe is the name of the game, !ticket should give you your ticket. You can enter up to 10 times. First ticket is free, every ticket thereafter is 10 points. Which are the same points that you use for putting tracks in the jukebox. I will just get the giveaway up so that we can do the closure when it's time. Yeah, so before we finish up, what I wanted to say... Phenomenal cosmic power! Itty bitty living space. Happy to put a copy of this up for the raffle for next time if you want. Oh my god, Kaiju, that'd be amazing! Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, before we finish up, what I just wanted to say was, one, and I'm putting you on the spot a bit here, Kaiju. One, thank you, NB Kaiju, for providing me with a copy of this game so that I could stream it, and for providing me with a copy of the demo. It's absolutely wonderful so far. I'm really loving it, and I just wanted to thank you for writing such a wonderful game and congratulate you on getting it out there into the world. NB Kaiju is on Twitter. You can follow them at NB Kaiju. Kaiju Noir itself has a Twitter account, Kaiju_Noir. And I highly recommend you follow both NB Kaiju and the Kaiju Noir Twitter account. This game is absolutely wonderful. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm a big fan of visual novels anyway. I'm a big fan of kaiju. You folks know this. I'm a big fan of detective stories. This ticks so many fucking boxes for me. NB Kaiju is a very, very good bean. Agreed. Yeah, so... And thank you more than anything else for being here tonight while I've been playing your game and, you know, giving us additional lore about the universe and about the characters and telling us all these wonderful little production things. It's absolutely amazing. And if you've got the link to the itch page for it handy and want to pop it into chat now, I would very much appreciate it if you could, because I fully want folks... Thank you very much, Kaiju. There we go. Okay, if you're enjoying this game so far, folks, and you've got the money to do so, please go ahead and buy it, because it's amazing. And I will take a copy of that and we will put a timer up for the rest of these streams, so that if folks do want to pick this game up, they can get access to the link nice and easily during the streams, because it fucking deserves it. I want as many people as possible to see this game because it is so beautifully put together. So much thought, so much love has gone into it. And yeah, Kaiju, you've done a fantastic job. I've finished the demo finally. Demo is great, so yeah. Alex is he, him, yes. Yeah. Kaiju, you've done fantastic work, as have the artists and composers that you've worked with on this game. I'm loving it. I can't wait for next Saturday to play some more of it. So thank you so much. Ah, fair play, Ash. Well, now you know. Right. That's enough of my face. If anybody else wants to enter the raffle for a copy of Drink More Glurp, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's !ticket now because the raffle command doesn't work anymore, Kaiju, I'm afraid. Sorry. 1. I'll give a little bit for the lag and in case anybody else and bought wicked. Right. Giveaway is closed. And our winner is Rockethead. Congratulations, Rockethead. You have won a copy of Drink More Glurp. I will send you the code after the stream has ended. Yeah, this has been really, really fun. Like, you got an ad? That's really unusual. You shouldn't have got an advert at all then, Ash. Because you're subscribed with Prime, aren't you? This sounds like Twitch fuckery. You're shitting me. I thought I'd turned all that off so they couldn't do that anymore. I'll have to have a look into that. Thank you for letting me know that that happened, Ash. I'll see what I can do about stopping it. Twitch is all fuckery. Yeah, that's fair. You can't turn it off. Bezos! Bastards. Okay. I'm sorry about that, Ash. That fucking sucks. Yeah, for anyone that is of a similar mindset to Tids on that one, you don't have to subscribe to me through Twitch directly if you don't want to. If you want to donate other ways, you can donate instead of subscribing, or you can subscribe through Coffee. My Coffee is on my ending soon screen. And they have a pay what you like recurring thing that you can do if you want as well. So there are means to do it outside of the Twitch sphere. Obviously, no expectations for you to do that there, but if that's something that folks wanted to do. And I'm looking at finding ways of incorporating people who subscribe outside of Twitch into my subscribers thank you lists as well. Because it's only right and proper that anybody that does subscribe is recognised fairly along with everybody else. You know? Anyway, I've got another stream in like 11.5 hours. I should probably get some sleep between them. So I'm gonna see who we can go and harass. Yeah, I will be starting at 12 o'clock today, UK time, in 11.5 hours. Full Throttle Remastered, as voted for by the lovely folks on Twitter and chat. Hello, Mr. Mouse. You're welcome. I hope you've... it's tomorrow until you sleep. Fair play. I hope what you've seen of the stream you've enjoyed. Who have we got? You know what? Snake Discovery is the... or appears to be the only... channel that's live at the moment. So we'll raid them. And I know we raided them the other day, but it's nice to look at the alligator. Rex is cute. And it seems kind of appropriate considering, you know? One honk for the road. Thank you very much, Ash. So, massive thank you to everyone that's come along today. Extra massive thank you to MB Kaiju for all of the reasons I've previously stated. But seriously, it's been wonderful to have you here, sharing all of the production knowledge with us and just sort of cheering us on as we've gone through.
Good
Fair
night.
play, Mr. Mouse. Well, I hope you're still enjoying things when you stabilise as well. Anyway, I will hopefully see you all for Full Throttle in a few hours. And until I see you next, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, wash your fucking hands, and have a lovely rest of your weekend, everyone. Take care. And say hi to Rex for me. Bye.